One of the most common things I hear from buyers is this: I'll probably never qualify. I don't even know why I try. I'm just looking, but I already know I can't. And usually that's because somebody has told them no. So I want to share with you a real buyer story with you because this mindset is more common than you think. See, a buyer came to me convinced it wouldn't work. They had less than perfect credit, limited savings, and a whole lot of self doubt. They said something like, I just want to know if this is even possible because I don't want to get my hopes up again. And honestly, that's where a lot of buyers start when they come to me. See, the first thing I did is slow things down. We don't talk about houses. We didn't talk about interest rates. We didn't talk about timelines. We talked about the basics: their income, credit, their real life budget, and what actually was holding them back. There's no judgment here, just clarity. And once we laid everything out, I said something that brought to what's important. The problem wasn't that they couldn't qualify. The problem is that nobody had really explained their situation clearly. And we figured out what mattered and what didn't, what was fixable in their situation, and suddenly never turned into, okay, maybe we can make this happen. So instead of putting pressure, we built a plan, and it included a few small credit adjustments, a realistic savings goal, and a clear timeline. It wasn't overnight and it wasn't perfect to start. But here's the part that I love. Once they had a plan, all of their anxiety seemed to drop a little bit. And that uncertainty that was creating fear went away. And I love that moment when they realize things are actually going to happen. And sometimes that's when they get approved, and sometimes it's when their offer gets accepted. But the common thread is it didn't change their situation. It always starts with changing assumptions into real information. So I want you to hear this. If you're thinking, well, that sounds nice, but my situation is different, this is the time for you to reach out to me because you may be wrong. And maybe you're not behind and you're definitely not broken and you're not alone. So if you're sitting there probably thinking, this is never going to be me, I want you to take the first step in just filling out my buyer intake form. I'm going to walk you through your situation honestly and clearly, and let's figure out what's possible. No pressure, just lots of clarity for you. Because home ownership doesn't start with confidence, it just starts with information, and your confidence will grow from there.